And now, to kick off the Skift Data and AI Summit, please welcome Skift founder and CEO, Rafat Ali.
Good morning, folks. How are you? Good, good. Okay, let's bring some energy. Okay, so this is the first ever Skift Data and AI Summit. I have a feeling that every year it will morph a lot, just because AI is morphing a lot. Had we done this conference last year, my guess is we would have a lot more basic conversation that we're going to have today. I'm particularly excited because we put data and AI together. So the genesis of this conference is Vivek. There's Vivek, who I think many of you know was at Expedia, a senior executive. First came to me about 2 years ago for us to do a Skift Data Summit, maybe 3 years ago. And I think ChatGPT hadn't launched yet at that point. And we couldn't do it. And then last year, again, then he and I reconnected. And then the idea from him came that let's do data and AI together. And the reason for putting this together will be a pattern through the day. And this is a photo from the Google marketing conference that happened, I think, 2 weeks ago, where this was a slide which basically is the tagline for this conference, which is good data leads to good AI. Bad data leads to terrible AI. And so a lot of the conversation that will happen will be foundational about data strategies for companies in the travel industry, inside and outside, within the enterprise, from the consumer, the mix of both of those, and then what does it mean for what happens through AI. So I found this short clip from these two IBM dudes that are talking about what data plus AI means. So can we just play this clip quickly?
You and I.
Oops, sorry, let's go back.
You and I both talk to a lot of clients. And it seems like every conversation these days is about generative AI or Gen AI.
Well, every conversation starts with AI, but it usually ends with data. Because the truth is, there is no AI without data. And data is the only sustainable source of competitive advantage in business.
Generative AI is changing how we think about data in a couple of ways. First, Gen AI models can make much more effective use of unstructured data, which is the majority of all new data. Gen AI can dive into large volumes of language data, primarily documents or software code, which is also a language, and spot patterns or make connections without much preparation or supervision.
It can see things that we likely wouldn't see.
Yes. Second, we can apply Gen AI to the data management problem itself. And it can help us organize, refine, and enrich data so that it's higher quality and easier to consume.
Right, so for example, if a client has different legacy applications that have been encoding data in different ways, like different formats or dates or people's names and initials, or different columns and column headings and that sort of thing, Gen AI can help make sense of that.
And the data is often scattered everywhere. Gen AI can look at those siloed systems and begin to understand what the data is and how it could be related, so you can take advantage of all of that data holistically.
And much more efficiently. Big savings in time and energy.
How effectively and efficiently you manage your data has real cost and business performance implications. It becomes intellectual property and a point of competitive advantage.
Okay, so that was the conference, and that was it. That was all the things we were going to talk about. But the point is that this is what we wanted for this whole day to be, which is the mixture of both of those, and have a deep discussion of not just some of the consumer applications that get a lot of hype, but also what happens behind the scenes as well. So what's our role in it? So this is what we've been doing since 2012. And so this is what we'll do today as well, which is hopefully ask the hard questions, ask the right questions. I was reminded of this yesterday. This is a very new, this book, which instantly is probably one of my most favorite books. This book just came out. And the book is about what happens when change becomes the mantra within organizations and what it means for how companies are run. And this, how I came across this book was there's a column in Financial Times yesterday that mentioned this book. And I'll just quickly read just an excerpt from this. While we were all busily disrupting ourselves hither and yon, we somehow lost sight of the fact that change and improvement are two different things, which is just such a great statement, change versus improvement. And as you'll see through the day, is AI leading just to change, or is it leading to improvement of all the things that we're doing? Let's go back again. We need, initially, executives thought we need to fix this problem, therefore we need to change. Now, we need to change because then all the problems will be fixed. So that's the problem with change for change's sake. So hopefully a lot of the discussions that we'll have today will be put through this filter to figure out improvement versus change. Of course, if we're talking about AI, we can't let go of this moment without talking about our own AI efforts. If you go to the app on the left-hand side, you'll see the Ask Skift. If you go to ask.skift.com, we launched this chatbot about a year ago. It's already, I think, outdated if you ask me, but we're working on it, which is it's trained on all the content that we've ever done. And if you want to ask any question about the business of travel, the future of travel, and AI, if you can ask the chatbot, it will take all of our learnings, all the stuff that we have written over the last 12 and a half years at this point, and we'll give you an answer. So I want to thank all the speakers. Obviously, we have collected what I think is probably the best collection of AI and travel speakers. It's a very small community, I think, still. Today, for this conference, we have about 292 people registered as of this morning. So that's probably the size of the US-based AI and travel community, which is here. So we selected all these speakers from those. And I want to thank, obviously, all of our sponsors. This is our first conference, so thank you, all these sponsors, for supporting us. I'm not going to name all of them, but thank you again. And if you haven't downloaded the app, how many of you have downloaded the app? All of you have, so I don't even have to worry about this. But if you do need to, this is where you'll find the schedule. There's a Q&A. We'll have live translation in it as well, I think, right? And so you can do that. So, and if you want to hire, I don't know if many of you know this, but we just launched an executive search division about 3 months ago. And if you want to hire the right people to build what is the next future of travel, you should talk to us. Steve, who's heading this division, is sitting right here. Our focus is on executive talent, VP level and above. So talk to us if you have any needs. Tomorrow, if you don't know this, tomorrow there's another conference here, the Short-Term Rental Summit. It just so happens that we're doing both back-to-back. So if you want to understand the Short-Term Rental Summit, I think there's a sum total of like 13 people who are here today that are also coming tomorrow. So it's a whole different conference. So if you want to come there, if you want to buy a last-minute ticket, a deal, you can scan this QR code and come tomorrow right here. And obviously our big one, this is going to be our year 11, I think, year 11 for the Skift Global Forum. That's happening on September 17th to 19th. I know many of you have been there many times. If you want to come, that's where you go. And that's it. Let's get started for the day.